How's it going, everyone? Mask here, back with some Black Desert Mobile. Today we're looking at actually just super zooming in on the Tower of Trials and how important it is in this game. And I just want to tell people to stop ignoring it. Take it seriously, make sure you're clearing it all the way through. And I'm going to show you some tips for while you're gearing up your alts for the Tower of Trials, how to save yourself a bunch of silver in the process. So, Tower of Trials, it's insanely important that you're able to clear floor 30. The amount of resources that you get is just huge. You get over 100 boss stamps per day, and you add up everything from floor 1 to floor 30. It's so much free stuff. Clearing floor 28 is one of the most important floors to clear. That's 32 boss stamps every single day, sometimes more than once a day, because if you're doing your merchantry properly, you should be getting bonus Tower of Trials entries. So this just gets multiplicative. You have to be clearing floor 30 for this to be worth it. If not, you're just throwing away free stuff every single day, not to mention the free experience that you're going to be getting for your alts. So how much CP do you need to clear floor 30? An easy answer, because there's some variations. Sometimes it's better to... I do believe the algorithm is in favor of having a big carry on your alts and not having the CP really spread thin. Similar to how a real battle situation would work. If you were fighting a team in Ramonas, for example, and you had 2 4Ks and a 7K. The team with 2 4Ks and a 7K are going to beat a team with 3 5Ks. It's just gonna happen. Or a team with 3 5500s, let's say. It could be a little close, but you know what I mean. That when I've had a bigger carry on the team, it's done a lot more work than anybody else. I've been able to get away with slightly lower CP numbers, but a good number to bank on is 15,000 CP. Don't include the bonus. You want about 15,000 on the left side. Obviously up at 17,000 now for myself. My floor clearing is at normal, so you can still clear them when they say difficult, but your character doesn't make it through too many difficult floors without dying. Make sure you're clearing floor 30. Now let's get to the alt enhance. I want to show you a trick. One of the biggest contributing factors to enhancing and why it costs you more on alts is you don't have super good lightstones on your alts. So what you want to do, ideally, is do all your enhancing on your main that has the best enhancement cost down lightstone possible. So this is 30% less cost to enhancing on my main. But the big hurdle here to get over is you can't enhance non-class specific weapons. You can't enhance a bow on while you're playing on a raven. If your main is one character, how do you enhance the weapons for other characters? You just can't do it. So I'm going to show you a little trick to get around that. If we look here, I've started collecting a bunch of raven main hand and offhand weapons in order to enhance them. I have 4 alts that I'm working on gearing up. Well, so this is my example. If you have 4 alts that you're trying to gear up in good orange gear, because your Tower of Trials requires 4 characters, what I have here is it looks like an absolute mess, but this is all super calculated. So I was lucky enough to pull 3 Rosar talismans. So these 3 Rosar talismans are coming together as one piece of gear for an alt. And how that's going to work is in your camp at the Blacksmith. All I have to do is put these 3 Rosar talismans in the inventory of one of my alts on my Valk, for example, walk up to the Blacksmith, and I can combine all 3 of these Rosar talismans into a Jinn kite shield, which is the Jinn best in slot for that Valk. Same thing goes with the main hand. So what you're actually looking at here is this is offhand number 1. It's going to be a Jinn. Then I have 3 2 slots here that are going to combine into a Rosar. That's offhand number 2. Then I have a 2 slot. Then I have 2 more 2 slots. And these are the Rosars. My bad. I have 1 more 2 slot and then 3 1 slots and another 3 1 slots, and all together that's going to be another Rosar. That's my 3rd offhand, and the 4th one will simply be these 3 1 slots that will combine together to be a regular 2 slot, which will be my 4th offhand. And by abusing your Blacksmith in that way, we can head over. We'll jump onto an alt and actually just make one of them right now to show you. I don't need to do the enhancing. And obviously the reason we're actually on this character right now is to be able to equip, for example, these 2 pieces of gear. We're going to head over to the Black Spirit, hit enhance, and enhance these up to 20 while abusing the Lightstone enhancement cost minus 30%. But let's jump over to an alt and just quickly walk through the process on getting any piece of gear, no matter what your starting's off. It's just using the Blacksmith in the camp. So here we are in the camp. Make sure you're loaded into the alt that you want to craft the actual weapons for. Head over to your Blacksmith. We're going to go to Forge Gear, Forge Mystical, and even though these were... actually, we'll go with Sub-Weapon first. Even though these were Raven... Or, yeah, even though these were Raven weapons, it doesn't matter. The Raven weapons can turn into the Huntress bow. It's just how the Blacksmith works. I always like to put plus 20 in the first slot, even though I know it doesn't matter. It just makes me feel better. But here, because we used the Raven weapons, we were able to enhance these on our main, save a ton of silver, because it's literally a 30% cut to the cost. I know it doesn't cost that much to get to plus 20, but this just gets more and more important as you continue to push these levels to like plus 30 and plus 40. It would actually be really smart for me not to do this right now, because by doing this right now, it's going to force me to go all the way to from 20 to 40 on my Huntress, which is, this is one of the reasons I haven't done it yet, but this is exactly how you would do it. When I'm done, boom, I'll have my Jin Rosar dagger. I'm going to try to push this to 40 though before I finish this combination and get that alt geared out. This will work on any one of your classes. Just always make sure you're doing the bulk of your enhancements on your main with the best reduced cost to enhancement Lightstone that you have. By default, all of your armor should get enhanced on your main. Just throw it all into your storage, move it over to your main, and do all your enhancing in one spot. Your main can be grinding in a nice farm spot. You put 1 or 2, actually, usually if you only put 2 pieces of armor on at a time, it doesn't drop your CP by enough that the mobs start killing you. So you get all your enhancing done on your main for the armor. Like, that's a given. And this little trick that you might not quite have thought about. Actually, personally, I just forgot about the fact that Lightstones reduced our enhancement costs, and I was just doing all the enhancements on alts until it was brought to my attention. And then I one-upped that, and I was like, whoa, we can even do our weapon enhancing on our mains. That is really cool. But all in all, just do your Tower of Trials. Make sure you have at least 15,000 CP across 4 alts. You can put 4 alts in there now. There's no excuse. Literally, that's what? 4,000? 3,700 per alt. That's extremely easy to get. It's tons of free stuff every single day that you're just missing out on if you're not doing it. Not to mention, all of you that better be doing your merchantry now and getting those extra Tower of Trials passes are going to be benefiting from it a ton as well. That's going to do it for today's video. It's Patch Day Eve. Patch Day Eve. Make sure you remember to go to BSM tonight. And I will see you tomorrow with the patch notes. But until then, smash that subscribe button and stay classy.